but we have our difficulties. Because I think to grasp and understand this is a very simple fact that in South Asia, at least, if nowhere else in the world, the identity of a human person is his or her religion. It's not race, it's not ethnicity, it's nothing. All the others are of second importance. Identity is religion. And Pakistan, as you know, was the first state on the planet Earth which was created as a religious state in the name of religion. Not that they are, in terms of places of worship, they bend over backwards for us to have secure places of worship. And and we have never been prohibited from worshipping. The other religious activities, of course, the militants prohibit you if nobody else does. But in terms of, off and on, there are miracles also. For example, in Islamabad, Protestant church was being built and it was demolished 3 times by militants, and nobody could do anything. You know, that's heart of Pakistan. And yet, in my part of the world, because of our relationship with the authorities, they have been helping us to build a new church. But there is a very clear movement, and we are involved in that in our own ways, of building up bridges with the Muslim community. And the moderate Muslims join hands with us. The militant Muslims stay apart from us. Well, this morning I was saying on the television, we personally are involved in a local movement called Faith Friends. And the reason was, you are a person of faith, we are a person of faith. Faith encourages us to live in peace and harmony. Why kill in the name of faith? And that has moved to our younger generation as well. But these are drops in an ocean. At least going back to my diocese, our area, that our presence is beyond measure. We have our relationship interface with the majority community is through our diaconia centers, hospitals, schools, healthcare. There are spots here in the yellow zone where today with $1 billion nobody would let you land. And there we are in service of the people who could be anyone. They could be Taliban, they could be al-qaeda, they could be friends, they could be enemies. And I'm not exaggerating my words. We are allowed to exist and allowed to practice. And that's a miracle in itself. And in that regard, I do want to say on behalf of us that how immensely grateful we are to the Finnish people, Finnish government, and above all to the Finnish Evangelical Missionary Society, because there are key stations here where quietly and faithfully they are supporting us, partnering us, helping us. And one of the main culture change that we have had in the Northwest Frontier, killing is part of our daily hobby. You know, to kill anyone is no big deal. Suicide was never part of our culture. In 2006, Humphrey tells me that there were only 6 suicides. Last year, 60. So this has really turned people upside down in terms of their security and death. They are not scared of, but I think suicide culture has really scared the life out of people. But I think the current political and social situation in the country seems to be such that they seem to be targeting more moderate Muslims rather than minorities. And yet, there's always uneasiness. For example, we had a young Pentecostal pastor killed 10 days ago, point blank. So any activity which they notice which is overtly evangelistic or reaching out to Muslims in terms of conversion and etc., and they'll kill you. And at the moment, of course, there's a bill before the parliament where anybody who crosses the threshold of faith from Islam to any other faith is liable for capital punishment. So it's not only Taliban, it's the whole system which feels that nobody should cross that threshold.
You mentioned the cooperation between the United States and present government on the war on terror. Do you think that the United States should increase its help or withdraw its help? Which would be best?
Help, define me the help. Help not of bombing and killing people. Help of building up people. And that is the only answer in this region. You can kill them to the last person, they won't change. They have nothing to lose, and they live one piece of bread and a gun and fresh air. So sophisticatedly, it's a buffer zone between Afghanistan and Pakistan. And of course, lawless in the sense that they do what they want. Neither country's law operates there. They have their own system, the Jirga system, which is a very, very proper way of governance for their own people, but they won't accept the authority of either Pakistan or Afghanistan. But I know what you're saying, but I don't think we locally feel that just invading these areas is the answer. They can try, America can keep on trying, but I don't think they'll get anywhere.
So what is the answer?
Pardon?
What is the answer?
The answer is that I think to build bridges of relationship. I think you people must understand that the Islamic world feels that they are under attack. What rights did Danish newspaper have of insulting and ridiculing somebody's prophet? Have we completely lost any sense and awe of the divine and of the faith? And to say this is freedom of press, I know what freedom of press is and how the authorities in the West also control freedom of press. I can quote you an example of Ireland and Britain. But to insult someone, and the reason for that is that press here has got so used to insulting Jesus Christ. So, but leave aside whether we suffered or not. But why should people insult a prophet of any person? Faith is the most potent, most sacred, innermost feeling of a human person. And I think you people here also must grasp these realities, that everybody is not like you, and people have different values and different understandings about what life is all about on this earth. So I use that example because I feel very angry about it. Because I feel it should not have been done. It has given my faith a bad name, because they think it's Christians who have done it.